We are born alone, we live alone, we die alone. Only through our love and friendship can we create the illusion for the moment that we are not alone. Galactic seclusion, universal isolation, interdimensional solitude, or for better use of a word, loneliness. That sums up loneliness for me. However, I also agree with the man who said, "Pray that your loneliness may spur you into finding something to live for, great enough to die for." And that's pretty much all I do with my life. It's always on the line for someone, but it's always worth it in the end. Another man said, "It's so lonely when you don't even know yourself." Half the time I don't anyway. Sometimes the face I see in the mirror is completely different to when I last checked, so I have to get to know myself all over again. On the other hand, another man once said, "Loneliness adds beauty to life. It puts a special burn on sunsets and makes night air smell better." I see all these beauties all the time, and they are wonderful. But when you don't have someone to share it with, well, then we're back to square one. One man once said, "Loneliness is about the scariest thing there is." I agree, and I've seen some pretty terrifying things in my lifetime. But of all these quotes, the one I liked the most was this one. When we truly realize that we are all alone, that is when we need others the most. Which is what I always find myself doing. This is the first time I've been back to Earth since I changed, and I'm feeling pretty lonely at the moment. I just hope the lucky, or unlucky person down there is ready for me, and more importantly, I hope they'll come with me. So, who to pick? Run. Go on, go.
Why is it I can never escape you, Doctor?
Because you cannot hide from me. And let's face it, you're not exactly hard to spot in a crowd.
All I wish is for a lifetime free of your constant interference.
But that's not going to happen, Master, because I'm not going to let you do the things that you do. When you start to follow the straight and narrow, then you won't have to see me ever again.
And we all know that's not going to happen, Doctor. I shall continue to move from human to human until I find a way to bring myself back fully.
Come on, Master. We know you can't do that unless you take the body of a Time Lord.
Precisely why I came out in the open, Doctor. I knew you'd have to come and find me. I knew you was nearby. It was just a question of getting your attention. I knew you'd stick your nose in. And now you're here. I have you right where I want you. Of time before I return, and I have all the time in the universe.
Are you okay?
What?
Are you okay?
No, I'm not.
You're not injured, are you?
No, I'm just out of breath.
Oh, you're alright then?
Well, yeah.
Are you asthmatic?
No, why?
Oh, well, I just had an inhaler if you wanted to use it.
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Here.
What was that thing?
An old associate.
You know him?
Oh, yes. He always has a different face every time I see him. Well, I mean, not always. I mean, sometimes he can hold on to a face, but other times he goes through appearances like there's no tomorrow.
How long you known him for then?
Oh, a long time.
A long time.
At least 200 years.
200 years? Whatever.
No, I'm telling the truth. I mean, certainly more than 100 years, I'm sure of that much.
But you can't be over 100 years old.
Why?
Well, you're not. Well, you're young and not wrinkly.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're not, are you?
Yes. Yes, I was rather happy with this new face. I think it could possibly be the youngest I've ever looked. I do remember once I had a very young face, lots of blonde hair. I mean, some would call it mousy, but I mean, I prefer blonde, don't you? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I haven't even asked what's your name.
It's Kerry.
Kerry? Oh, lovely. I don't think I've ever met a Kerry before. And I tell you something, for me, that's saying a lot.
And your name is?
Oh, yes, sorry. I'm the Doctor.
The Doctor.
Yes.
A doctor of what?
Everything, my dear.
And where are you from?
Gallifrey.
Is that in India or something?
No, it's my home planet. India? What a ridiculous suggestion.
So you're an alien then?
Well, technically, but I mean, I find it rather an unpleasant stamp on myself. I mean, compared to most aliens, I look quite normal, wouldn't you say?
I can't take this.
Well, if you let me explain it to you properly, then maybe we'll be able to get somewhere. Became the Prime Minister and created a race of aliens. So that's why I came back.
For this master person?
Yes. I thought he died in our last encounter. But the Master never was one who would kick the bucket, so to speak.
And to say somebody in you?
Yes. You see, Time Lords have this ability
to regenerate. I know. He said. Very
good. I mean, it's like when you get new skin or new hair. Well, we just get new everything. It takes the phrase to feel like a new man to the absolute extreme.
So what happened?